All right, here is the final part of our three-part series of our typical travel day. Stick around, here we go. All right, finally made it up to 95 south, and here we are going up a hill, tacking about 2,800. Oh, just downshifted to about 21 or so. We're going 63 miles an hour, have the adaptive cruise control set. We're going to stick on this for 18 miles. And let's see, we have 189 miles to go, about 3 hours and 10 minutes, get us there around 2:20. Got a range of 230, which means I have to stop for fuel, which we knew. I know that we're going to go to a TA travel center and use my fuel discount card. Get it for about $3.22 or $3.27 a gallon, if I'm not mistaken. By the time I get there, we'll need at least 50, maybe 60 gallons. Maybe not quite 60. But that'll fill the auxiliary tank and then whatever's missing in the primary tank. And then we're down to about 80% left on DEF over there. So we'll top off the DEF as well. And by the time I do all that, that'll get us to our final destination in Mill Hall on Sunday. We're going to stop in Matamoros, Pennsylvania today, which is the 188 miles from here. You can see some colors changing on the trees here. It's got a ways to go. 95, nicely paved up here in the Northeast, coming from Rhode Island through to New York right now. So there are the cameras that are built into the RV. I kind of barely pay attention to those. But sometimes when I really think I need to see the sides and can't really get a good view with my mirrors, I might use them, but in general, I'm kind of ignoring it. I do rely on my active rear view mirror, live rear view mirror. You can just see Ellen at the top of the frame there. If I slow down, she'll catch up a little bit, but I can see pretty much everything I need to right there. You can see that there's a truck coming up on my left, and I see him clearly in my side mirrors. And let me show you what it looks like when he actually gets up here to pass me. Oh, he might not be going fast enough. What's the speed limit here? Speed limit is 65, I think. Yeah, 65, and I'm going 63. Mile marker 108, which means I'm actually in Connecticut, I think, or getting close to Connecticut. Earlier I said I was going from Rhode Island to New York, but yes, by way of Connecticut. And there you can see a car a little bit closer to me now in the rear view. And this truck pulls really nice. Going up this slight grade here at 63, tacking a little over $2,000. Barely working. Let's see what the fuel mileage is. 8.5. Currently it's kicking around 7, which isn't too terrible. 8.5 on average. That'll mellow out by the time I'm done the trip. It'll probably average closer to 9.5, maybe 10 if I'm lucky. All right, so sometimes we get lucky and don't hit big traffic. Oh, we got a little bit over here. Looking at open roads, I saw that fuel was like $3.67 discounted coming through Connecticut. And then I saw closer to where we were heading, coming out of New York, there is a place, a TA travel center. The list price on the fuel is $4.29, but it's discounted to $3.16. I checked surrounding stations, and they're all above 316, 320, no, 350, 379, 389, all kinds of stuff like that. So I decided to push us a little bit. I only have 82 miles in range to go, so that's running it pretty lean, and I got 15 miles before I get to the station. Hopefully they have fuel, otherwise I'm screwed. Oh, look at the traffic over there. All right, here we are. Gonna figure out where we're going for gas. I think we're going the same direction that FedEx truck just went. I think we've been to this one before. Feels familiar. It's always a good sign when you see a bunch of trucks coming, you know you're heading the right way. Now, the nice thing about the fuel discount card is that you get to use the truck lanes. So it's important that you find the right entrance for the trucks, because sometimes they're different than the car. So there it says trucks right here. Woo. Yes, we've been here before. And there is an open spot for me right there. Right in front of us. Awesome. And these are high-speed pumps too. But first things first, I'll go do a bio break and then come out and get this all squared away. And there goes Ellen. She pulled in on the wrong side because it's a new vehicle for her. She pulled in on the wrong side of the gas pump. Let's go see what she's doing. Yes, gas is on this side. All right, Ellen's over there getting fuel, so I'm gonna get started over here. I'm gonna start on the primary tank and basically just insert the card. Everybody knows how to get fuel. I'll get some DEF as well, and then I'll enter my control number. Authorized. Watch out, I don't know if you'll see the pump, but we'll see how fast it goes. Can you see that? Oh, maybe. Got my gloves on because these things are all covered. Yeah, so this is gonna go too fast. I might be able to kind of tone it down. Yeah, there you go, that's fast enough. I'll open up the auxiliary. I'm expecting that to take probably 25 to 30 gallons. See, it says it's 435. We'll see what I get it for when the settlement comes in from the fuel discount program. So they will take like 10% of whatever the card saves us. And I think this was $3.16 a gallon with the discount, but you really don't know for sure until you get the settlement. It's been really accurate for me, but I've heard some people say that what they thought they were getting and what they actually got was a little bit different. Nobody complained about it, they just making the observation. It's getting close. I'm gonna let it breathe a little bit. All right, so 25 gallons, we'll call it. Now I will fill up the auxiliary, and this should take close to 30, if not a little bit more. Let me show you how I got this in here. Here it is. Now I can go higher speed on this because it's got more ventilation. The orifice to fill it is a bit bigger, so the air can come up and not put the back pressure to shut the pump off. So what was that? It was at 25, I think, right? 25.5, something like that. Should be getting close now. And I estimated 60 gallons. And it is full, right at 60. You can see down there maybe, you can see the foaming. Boom, right at 60. Not a bad guess. I gotta jump off the side. Put this back. And now it will authorize DEF. And it'll tell me, remove the nozzle, push the button. Always gotta get a little bit more slack. Then there's a DEF filler cap over here. Let me show you. Ta-da! In there, a blue one. And we'll see how much it takes of this. I'm gonna guess probably a gallon and a half, maybe 2 gallons. Oh, might take a little bit more than 2 today. Nope, that's it. All right, so got that done, and now I see there's a cat scale over there. So I'm gonna go over and weigh as well. All right, let's go to the cat scale. When the truck is full of fuel, it definitely has a different ride to it. Because we're throwing, let's see, almost 70 gallons. So times 8, that's a lot of weight. All right, this is the enter side. Pull it up and get my front axle on that first section, drive axle, and then I'll open up my app. I'll get out of it. I usually get out of it to weigh because I know what I weigh. It's going to be $14 to weigh. That's gone up over the past year by about $1. All right, let me get out and I'm going to show you how I'm lined up. Okay, so I got the steer axle on the front pad. I got the drive axle on the middle, and I got the trailer axles on the rear. So now I just hit this accept, and it's starting the weighing request. Okay, it's processing now. There you go. All right, so on the trailer axle, I am 15.9. My gross is 29,540. So we'll see how that compares to my others. All right, we're done that. Cool. All right, back on the road. Let's check this out. We're going down this grade. I got the cruise control set to 63, and it's holding there because I've got the exhaust brake on. It's holding nice and steady. It's awesome. All right, so we've been here a few times, so I know that this left here, at least when I'm coming in from the west, there's a pretty big dip. Maybe I'll miss it. Yeah, it's right there in the center of the intersection. Doesn't look to be as bad as I remember it. I think coming down from that hill there, it kind of feels a little bit different. You might see these cars bounce pretty good going over it. I think we'll be fine. Oh, and they've paved this. This is new. This is paved. Well, just a little bit of it's new, I guess. All right, so here we are.
After 1,000 feet, you
Most of these sites are pull-through. We'll see what they gave us today. Now, this is just a transient location. You know, it's not a big fancy place, but it is well run. The sites are good to get in and out of. And I think a lot of people just stop here for a night or two, although it does have a little river that we'll show you.
You have reached your destination.
Okay, so they escort you here. So I'll just follow this young lady. And she told me to go down that way. I always open up the windows when I'm going through here, or anywhere actually, so that I can hear if somebody yells out to me if there's something I missed. And she's actually looking for the tail swing and the cornering too. Give me the all clear. Look at that, look at that, look at that. All right, so an easy pull-through site. And now the first thing I typically do is make sure that I can get to power. And let's see, my power is right here, and it's gonna come out of here. So I'll get that set up. It's the first thing I do, and then I decide if I'm gonna come off hitch, which here I probably don't need to. It's kind of level, but we're gonna be here for 2 days, so it's no big deal. I'll just take it off hitch. It takes 5 minutes to do. And it makes it a little bit more stable because I put down the jacks. Maybe I'll give it a little cleaning tomorrow because it is filthy, man. All right, so while Ellen goes and takes the pups for a walk, I'll go through and just start unlocking everything. So we're ready to rock and roll when she gets back. But getting everything unlocked is the first step. Now, I gotta check. Got something going on with the hydraulics. That one drifted down, although I don't remember checking to see if it was all the way up. I think it was, but it drifted down for some reason. That one's fine, and that one's fine. All right, let me get out the power. Get this. And what I do is I make sure the breaker's off first. Plug this in. And then what I do is I turn it on just to see that it has no faults. I heard it click. No faults. So I'll shut it off. And then I will pull out the power cord. Bring it over here. Reaches here. Let's see. Have this thing hold the camera for a minute. Throw this on. Oh, as a matter of fact, yeah. What I'm going to do before I do that, I am going to check to see what my solar did for charging of the batteries before I put the shore power on and they start charging. I'll be right back. Is it recording? You see?
1% battery remaining.
Okay, cool. All right, so I put the dog beds out in their leashes so that they won't bother us while we do this. Let's go over here. First thing we're gonna do is check to see where the batteries are at. So I haven't hooked up the power yet, haven't turned it on. The batteries, I had swapped out the AGMs or the wet cells that I had, whatever they were, for these lithium. And we have been traveling. I think we left at 10:08 and we got here at, it's like 3:30 now. And the batteries, they were 100% when we left and they are 90% now. So we have 1 day and 20 hours remaining on them. So next thing I want to do is check to see if the generator will start. So I'll go into the app, go to the generator, and we'll hit start. Let's see. It's over here. Let's see if you guys can hear it. Start. Oh, ta-da. All right, so that was the first test. That's what we were concerned about from before, is when we had been out for like 5 hours, we went to start the generator and it would not even turn over. It wouldn't crank, nothing, because the batteries were too far depleted. So I have solved that problem. All right, now what we're gonna do is, I'll turn the generator off because I don't need it. First off. Ta-da, stop. There it is. Okay, so now what I do is I already checked out the power to make sure that there's no ground faults, things like that. And I will turn that on. Leave that there for now. Go over here. And we will get ready to disconnect. I'll disconnect the camera. There, disconnect the 7-way. All right, and now what I do is I put down the front jacks to start lifting. Once I know the other side, I can see that just going up. And now what I'll do is I will chuck the wheels. I usually put on my gloves for this because my dainty hands get dirty and injured. kind of get them open a bit. Oh, too much. There you go. Just give them a good crank. Go over to the other side. And I leave the wrench on there so I don't forget where I put it. I go back over here and I take out the pin, put it in my pocket because sometimes I lose the pin. And then I release the release the hitch. And then I make sure that I'm up high enough. And then I pull forward. And hopefully it comes off the pin without a hitch. No pun intended. All right, now that I parked the truck out of the way, I will just hit auto level and it will automatically set. I'll get the dogs out of the way so they don't go under there and get crushed. Then I go over here and check to see if it says it's done. Still analyzing. It says success. So now it's okay to go in and put the slides out. This is always when we go in and do a quick inspection to see what, if any, damage has taken place. Adjust the stairs. Come on in, Ellen. I usually turn off the inverter, and then I turn on some lights. And then I kind of come on in here, Ellen, and I kind of look around to see if everything looks like it's in order. See, the chair bounced around a little bit, but it's fine. So I will put out this slide first. And then I will go over. I did quickly eyeball those to make sure there's nothing in the way. And then I will go over here quickly, make sure there's nothing in the way over here. See this, the ottoman has slid forward, so I'm gonna move it back so that I know this slide will go out without an issue. Try not to put too much weight on the slide when it's in. Here you go. Oh, dirt, bird crap. Oh, and did that shade open because you shut that shade? Right? All right, now I go in here and I will put out, I'll do a quick little check around. You can come in here and you see the drawers are out. So we hit a few bumps, but the monitors and everything are all still intact. So I will put this slide out first, the Schwintek, because that's the one I'm always afraid of. All right, that went out nice. Now what I'll do is I'll do a quick check over here, make sure there's nothing behind these slides to cause a problem. I had a customer who had something wedged there and popped off the woodwork. Those look pretty good. So I'll extend that. All right, then I turn on the hot water. And now I go back outside. And it depends on how urgently Ellen needs internet. So as we travel, the router and everything is already powered up. Our Verizon connection is powered up, our T-Mobile is, and our Roam Link is all powered up, ready to go. So as soon as you could get internet access right now if the cell coverage is good. But I get this ready to rock and roll. All right. I won't align that until I open up the app. But boom, that's ready to rock and roll. It'll fire up in a couple of seconds. Just wrap this around so that the cable doesn't get wind whipped. And then finally, get the water hose. Only connects one way. Go in here, take this, drop the hose down, make sure there are no kinks in it. Bring it around clear of the generator pipe. And I do not put this under the rig because if I have to lower the rig and this is under it, could crush it, cause a problem. And then I move the hose though. I put the hose under there so I'm not constantly tripping over it. Now put it like that. Then we turn on the water. Turn on there. Turn this on. Hello, hello. And it says we have no pressure. But I checked it already because I filled the dog's bowl. So let me squirt this. We got some pressure. And now, I would generally go and hook up the sewer pipe, but because we're going to be here for 2 days, I'll just hook it up once when we're getting ready to leave and dump it, and then we will be all set. So that's it. That's set up, ready to rock and roll. I'll go onto my Starlink app and make sure the dish is aligned, and then we go inside and put everything back together. So we'll have Ellen doing that. All right, so we have landed. We've got everything set up like we showed you. Now it's up to Ellen. That's your name, Ellen? Yes.
So far.
Yeah, to do her magic. All right, so there you go. That's a typical travel day for us. We got up around 7 o'clock, 7:30, and I started preparing, and then we left at around 10:08 or so, and it said, how long was the travel going to be?
4 hours and 9 minutes.
4 hours and 9 minutes, so we got here around 3:30, and that's with a fuel stop. We drove straight through except for that fuel stop, which was about, what, 20 minutes maybe?
I think so, yeah.
And I did a truckway there as well. So yeah, so that's a typical day. I don't know how many miles we went. I'll put it right here. And let's see, what else? Yeah, so we're ready to rock and roll. We're here for 2 nights while we go to, next stop will be Mill Hall at our dealer to get some minor repairs done, or the door replaced actually. I do the minor repairs myself generally. Let's see, what else do I have to say? So part of the process that makes it go smoothly is you kind of habituate things that you do, right? So you do it the same way every time so that you don't miss things, and you get better and better at it and more efficient at it. So yeah, what do you got to add?
There you go. And on the inside, I just go room by room by room.
Room by room by room. And how did the refrigerator fare? We didn't show that, but anything break?
No, there was no breakage.
No breakage. No breakage.
No mug breakage.
All right, so my coffee is safe. Okay, well, we hope to do a few more videos kind of like this instead of all those tech videos. I know I promise that all the time, but hopefully Ellen will get in front of the camera more because I know you really want to see her. So if you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share, all that kinds of stuff. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Bye. Peace out.